Should I do this one thing? I'm not going to disclose what that is, but it turns out many people have had that same question. Do I do this? Yesterday, I ventured onto Reddit. There were many different threads of people giving lots of different advice. It turns out there isn't a black or white absolute yes or absolute no answer to this question of should this thing be done. It varies based on circumstance. It varies based on everyone's individual experiences. And definitely as a coach, as I was reading through these comments, I was seeing people's stories and fears and their own personas come through in their recommendations in reply to this question. Do I do this thing? And this was such a great example of what I posted about today, which is the root cause of so many of us feeling scattered. When individuals come to my door, when we're in session or even just in a conversation back and forth in our DMs or in the comment section below my videos, and they say they're feeling scattered, my intention is to support them to lay all the cards out on the table and then get clear on where they need to go in. See, this scattered feeling oftentimes comes after we are seeking out for information and guidance and answers without ever circling back to our own lens and our own filter. I go into a metaphor in my book, Ready Enough, about this. Growing up, as we're developing into grown adults, we start in a car seat, we move to a booster seat, then we move to the back seat, and eventually the front seat, and eventually we drive our own car. In real life, sometimes we forget that we can now drive a car. You get to pick where you go and what route you prefer best. You get to choose which car you drive. There are so many options once you become the driver that were not available for you when you were the passenger. Pulling this back to the Reddit example, if I was genuinely looking for someone else to be my driver in this decision, to make this decision for me, essentially, I would currently be feeling very scattered right now. Because like I said, there was a lot of different opinions and answers to this one question. There wasn't a clear choice that I could conclude, check the box, and move on with my life. However, because I have top of mind my own authentic lens, I took all the information that I gathered on Reddit, searching through everyone else's perspectives, opinions, and experiences, and I filtered it through my unique situation. Where do I resonate with these stories? Where do I know that those stories don't really apply to my personality or this specific situation? And then the ultimate gut check of everything that I know. Now that I've gathered some information, I've done some research, I've done some critical thinking, what feels best for me in this moment? That, when we genuinely ask that question and trust in our answer, leads to the grounded, self-assured, confident, and very clear answers, very clear decisions that so many of us are seeking, and it feels so far away when we're stuck in a scattered headspace. So my post today discussed how normal it is for us to seek out for information for an array of reasons. Part of this being our own developmental journey as a child into adult, and us really needing to remember that we are full-grown adults right now, and you can drive your own car and make your own decisions, and you actually don't need to follow someone else's roadmap. And then I give the simple and yet profound takeaway if you are feeling scattered, which is to check in. Are you seeking out for your answer? And what happens if you go in? What happens if you take the information you've gathered? It's okay to do some research. I'm not saying to never do that, but to filter it through your lens, to take a breath, to know your situation, to trust your own wisdom, as well as that research that you've gathered, and say, what is my best guess for me in this moment? Again, that leads to unscattering, that leads to clarity, and that leads to self-assurance in your answer. A very valid follow-up question to this train of thought is, how does coaching fit into all of this? Why, if I am saying go in, find your own answers, am I still offering a service where I, a different human, am here to support you to find those answers? The key here is that as a coach, I ask tailored, powerful questions that help you to unveil your own wisdom. And I point out blind spots that bring you back to you being in the driver's seat, rather than limiting beliefs or these different storylines that put us again back in the passenger seat. So I consistently empower all of my clients who are in front of me to listen to themselves, to really listen, not only to what they're saying, but also the things behind what they're saying, the stories, the beliefs, the reasons why, the values, the strengths that they want to uphold. And then we find this clear answer that came from them, especially if we're not used to flexing this muscle of self-discovery and self-trust. To have someone there, myself, supporting you in that process is really, really helpful, if not essential, especially when we're just starting out. So with that said, I still have one spot remaining for my 2-hour coaching intensive, which is called Decision Made. So if you are at a crossroads, or if you've kind of made a decision, but not fully feeling that settled, clear, confident feeling, that's who this intensive is for. And I would be honored to support you in your decision so that you can find that unscattered, clear, confident, self-assured answer for yourself. Send me a message or comment wherever this is to say I'm in, and I will send you more information and we'll chat to see if this is a good option for you.